welcome to your Thursday edition of KiddNation Extra. Today we're one man or one woman short.
Yes, we are.
She made her way to the airport because she begged to be able to go to Vegas to go to the Stanley Cup Finals. And that person is Jenna.
Yeah.
And she gets to sit front row.
Front row
on
at
the
the
ice.
Stanley Cup Game 5.
Yeah.
That's something I can say I've never done. And for free.
I think I've only gone to one hockey game in my life, and I fainted at it.
Did you get your money back or anything?
No, I didn't even get my money back, but I was with all the guys from the office, and so that was embarrassing.
Well, you're hot. Why isn't somebody offering you a free ticket to sit on the front row?
Nobody offered me a front row ticket.
Come
Kelly.
on. That's obviously a hot people perk, right?
You've been to a Super Bowl, right? Okay.
I have. I went with Kid Craddock many, many years ago, and that was the trip he famously told me, you will never travel with the morning show again.
Oh, man. I've been offered to go.
Which I did, obviously.
I've never gone to a Super Bowl, and I don't know if I would want to go to a Super Bowl.
It's a different experience. The Cowboys were in it. Obviously, we're based out of Dallas, and they were playing the Steelers, I believe.
And they won that Super Bowl.
94. So I just started with the show. It was literally 24 years ago in Arizona. And there was a mix-up with tickets, and Kid was so mad at me. He didn't even want to sit with me during the game. Because he, boys will be boys, and I was like, y'all need to behave, and I was being a party pooper or whatever. So I went with Tara, a friend Tara. He gave his ticket to Tara so she could go with me, and he figured he would just get another ticket, and he couldn't. So we ended up watching the game in his hotel room. But we got into this in the studio, and we were actually sitting next to all the people from the Jose Abair salon. Remember Jose Abair, the cowboy hat guy? He's still around, but at the time, he was the official hairdresser for all the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders.
Oh, that's
and so
a
they
cool
had
gig.
their whole team go down to Arizona to get the girls ready for the game. And we sat in their section. So that was really
that's
funny
cool.
seeing all these guys.
I bet that was a fun section.
It was fun. We were a little bit away from the scene, but it was the one where Diana Ross performed and was lowered into the venue on a helicopter, by a helicopter.
I like how you remember the halftime show. I remember who the MVP was.
Who?
It was Larry Brown.
Allen? Larry Allen.
The Cowboys
Larry
won?
Brown.
Larry Brown,
Who had 3 interceptions from Neil O'Donnell from the Steelers.
He had the MVP and the Cowboys won?
Yeah.
Why would that? Why wouldn't they give it to somebody on the winning team?
No,
won.
Larry
We
Brown
won.
was on the Cowboys. He
Oh,
had-
you just said it was the Steelers.
he caught 3 interceptions off of Neil O'Donnell from the
I don't
Steelers,
know. Okay.
which is a big deal,
Yay,
Kelly.
Larry Brown.
That's why you didn't get to sit with the boys.
See, I was sitting with the hairdresser boys.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. But I mean, personally, part of the fun for me has always been the commercials. And
Yeah.
you don't get to see those
Plus,
when you're at the game.
The telecast is always so good, and you'll always know what's going on. If somebody gets hurt, if you're at the game and somebody gets hurt, you never know what
You don't
happened.
know.
They're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
gone.
Yeah, and back in '94, they didn't have the mega jumbotron.
Yeah.
So if you
Little
missed
tiny
something, you just
screens.
missed it.
Nah, it's
So,
better at home.
for me personally, I did it, been there, done that,
Right.
and I'd rather watch it at home.
One thing I remember about that Super Bowl, that was the year that I took my whole fleet of limousines to Arizona for the Cowboys. I did all the limousine service for them. And so I went up the freeway with like 9 limousines. And people were thinking we had players in the cars. We didn't. But since we drove them all, I told my drivers to ask Emmett, ask Michael Irvin, ask all these guys if they want us to drive them in Arizona.
Of course, they're going to say yes.
Yeah, because we could, we've been keeping their secrets. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? They don't have to worry about. So we drove all those limousines up there, dog, and had a great week. Wrecked one limousine, though, on like the last day.
How'd you wreck it? What happened?
Somebody T-boned us. And it was the one that I was actually going to trade in. I was taking it further to California to trade it in.
Were you in the car when it got T-boned?
No.
Oh, somebody else? Any
Was it a
Cowboys? in
cowboy?
No.
Oh, okay,
No.
cool.
Goodness.
That's scary.
Yeah.
I have been offered sideline passes before the game to the Super Bowl the last couple years.
Oh, to the
Super
Super Bowl?
Bowl?
Yeah, my buddy has that, but I don't have. I have work on Monday, and
Where
it's
do you
hard
go?
to.
All you have to do is ask George.
Obviously, everybody can take off for a sporting event.
I can't.
That's the new rule.
And so and I just can't watch the Super Bowl there. I have to watch it at home, and I can't
A
miss work on a
sideline
Monday
pass for the Super Bowl.
before the game. Yeah.
Oh,
if it
before
was
the
my
game.
team playing,
I think you could get off.
Honestly, Kelly, well, you're saying before the game. Sound like before the game.
yeah,
So your seat
it's not during the
but
game.
Still,
Yeah, when you sit low, I want to have great seats, but the lower you sit, the harder it is
Yeah.
to see what's
Yeah.
happening on the entire
true.
field.
Yeah, but my buddy has the hookup because he used to play, and he has his foundation, so they give him all these cool perks, and he always invites me, but
Very cool.
I'm too scared to take time off because there's always somebody waiting in the wings. to step in.
That's what it is, JC. We're all waiting to move into that spot.
No, not you guys. Somebody.
Some little whippersnapper coming up.
Somebody's always waiting.
Probably his name's probably Hollywood.
Yeah. Kidnap.
Or Pablo.
Yeah.
We have to, replace you with
Yeah.
another.
Raul. That would be a good one. Yeah. I see you out there, Raul. The cool R sound on your name. Let's do the question of the day since we talked mostly about cool Super Bowl experiences.
All right.
Sarah Starr wrote us and said, I have a question.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
What or where is the best vacation you've ever taken? Big Al, you're the one that's probably traveled the most out of us in the room.
Okay.
Where is your best one?
Oh, boy. The best.
Yeah.
I guess if I have to just pick one, I'd pick Brazil. Brazil was pretty awesome. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. It was New Year's Eve, and I was going by myself, but I ended up going with a lot of guys. And I remember New Year's Eve so clearly because after dinner, everybody's dressed in white.
Yeah.
And you go to the beach, Copacabana Beach, and they give you a bottle of champagne to pop at midnight, and the fireworks are on the ocean. And we just had such a great time. And I think we popped our champagne before midnight because we couldn't wait. But it was just a great vacation.
I looked at the photo album, the one we were at your house the other day, and yeah, that Brazil trip looked
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
How about you, Kel?
Well, let's take my honeymoon out of it because, that was awesome. But
Yeah.
We went to, what was it called? Unico.
Oh, yeah.
In Riviera Maya for that one. But I would say my favorite vacation overall besides that would be when I went to England and Paris. But landed in London. We explored the English countryside a little bit, drove up. Don't go to Stonehenge, complete waste of time. It's just a bunch of rocks. You put on headset and you can't touch the rocks and it's just a bunch of rocks. They don't know how they got there. There's the whole trip for you right
Okay.
there. But we went through Stratford-on-Avon, Shakespeare's birthplace, and we went to Bath, where we stayed in a bed and breakfast and stayed overnight and spent a couple of days there. My favorite.
Did you take a bath in Bath?
No, but you can. What it is the Roman baths. So it's like a city built on top of a city built on top of a city.
Uh-huh.
So it's a lot of history there. So like the Romans were there, and then the British came in and conquered them, and then the Romans came back, and then the British won. It's like really interesting.
Yeah.
But there's levels of these baths, and the mineral waters are down there that people used to drink because they thought they had healing properties. And the water still is very warm. You can touch it. It's just flowing, these warm springs underneath the ground. So interesting, so cool. The church is there. Stunning.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage actually had a castle there. Remember before he started having all these tax problems and had to start selling off his properties? He had a castle there. A lot of people have castles in Bath. But it's one of my favorite experiences.
What about you, JC?
I didn't really travel as a kid because we were pretty broke. My only time on a plane was when we moved to the States, and then I traveled again on plane to go visit family. So I would say my first vacation that I ever took was actually with Kinsey when I was dating her.
Okay.
And I remember she told me she loved to travel. Her grandma would take her somewhere every year. So she said, what's a place you've always wanted to go? And I said, you know what? Just growing up and seeing the movies and hearing about it, New York.
Okay.
I wanted to go to New York. So she said, okay, let's save money. We saved. And we took a trip out to New York. It was my first vacation ever with a girl, with anybody. And I just remember having so much fun because I got to see the skyline for the first time.
Yeah.
And it was actually real.
The energy of the city is incredible.
The energy's cool. And it was winter time, so it was snowing. It was my first time in the snow.
Yeah.
So I got, it was mostly ice. So I got to enjoy that. We went to the Today Show, and we had a sign out there. And so I got on TV with my little sign.
Yeah.
And I just remember that being my first ever vacation and being so memorable that I had a good time.
What'd your sign say?
It said something because I was interning at the radio station.
Let
at the
me
time.
in. It's cold.
No, it was something about 93.3. Something about the station I was working at the time.
Yeah.
At Channel 933 in San Diego. Just because I wanted to make my boss proud.
Yeah.
I got the station national
Did you?
exposure. No, they didn't really care.
They were on the air. They were on the air.
Yeah, they didn't really care that I got the station logo on there. But yeah, I'd say New York. My
Okay.
first ever vacation with my wife.
That's cool.
Or
That
girlfriend at
was
the
a
time.
fun- your first trip to New York is always your favorite.
So much fun. I got my I Love New York shirt. I was wearing it around. I could see the locals making fun of me, but I didn't care. There you go. If you want to be the question of the day, go ahead and write it down there in the comments section. We'll do it again tomorrow, your Friday edition of KiddNation Extra. And tomorrow we got Flesh the Format.
Yep.
Feel
Good.
Feel Good Friday's coming up tomorrow, and your chance to win up to $1,000 with Beat the Bank at 7, 10, and 8, 10 Central. We'll see you here tomorrow. Weekend's almost here, people.